Thank you for the opportunity to come and appear before you today on behalf of the Canadian Chamber of Commerce and our new Immigration Council to provide testimony to your study on the immigration system. The Canadian Chamber of Commerce is the country's largest business association with an active network of 400 chambers across the country, representing nearly 200,000 businesses. We exist in almost all sectors and across almost all regions, and certainly most ridings in Canada. Immigration is a key driver of economic growth in Canada. For thousands of businesses, temporary and permanent immigration is not optional. It's an economic imperative. That economic imperative became even more relevant last January with the inauguration of the current U.S. administration. Since then, Canadian businesses are under strain due to the real or potential risk of tariffs that might shut down their sector. They're under strain because of aggressive changes to U.S. tax policy, and they're being asked to diversify to markets that they haven't before. Adding one more challenge, a shrinking workforce, may be a bridge too far for Canadian business. This in turn would force businesses to make difficult decisions, to reduce services, to stop producing goods, or worse, to shift their business to jurisdictions where they can access labor. When I joined the Canadian Chamber last January, I've had the chance over the past year to meet with most of our members. And I can tell you from meetings with them, their top 3 issues always include access to skilled labor or access to immigration to grow our economy. It's also in their top 3 risks. The simple fact is we have an all-time low fertility rate, coupled with a rapidly shrinking labor pool due to an upcoming wave of retirements across critical sectors across our economy. The simple fact is we have a demographic problem. The Canadian Chamber of Commerce and our members recognize that over the past few years, rapid and disproportionate population growth in certain communities across Canada has placed pressure on housing, infrastructure, and social services. But we must draw to your attention the fact that those pressures are not experienced equally across our country. In many rural and remote communities, as well as specific sectors of our economy, employers continue to face persistent and structural labor challenges. Examples include Thunder Bay, much of Northern Ontario, regions of Quebec, Atlantic Canada, and across the West. Our immigration system must reflect the full range of labor market needs, high-skilled, mid-skilled, and low-skilled labor across rural and urban centres. Based on the research of our Business Data Lab, approximately 1% of Canada's labour force are made up of temporary foreign workers. Yet they play a critical role by addressing shortages in agriculture, food processing, construction, hospitality, manufacturing, and healthcare. Now, let me be clear. The Canadian Chamber of Commerce firmly believes that a qualified Canadian should have and be able to compete for a job in Canada. Those jobs should go to Canadians and permanent residents who want them and who are qualified to do that work. But I hope we can all agree that if those conditions do not exist, where a qualified Canadian does not want that job, then a qualified Canadian business owner should be able to find the skilled workers they need through a program like the Temporary Foreign Worker Program, to avoid being forced to reduce production, relocate, or close. For the past couple of years, we've seen a lot of criticism of the Temporary Foreign Worker Program, and much of it is rightly so. The program's delivery, certainly over the past few years, has been a challenge for employers, no doubt for Canadians, and especially those coming in through the program. But that should not undermine the need, the imperative that Canada has for an immigration program that enables employers to access labor that is not available domestically. The multiple and reactive immigration policy changes over the past few years, such as the postgraduate work permit changes to the Temporary Foreign Worker Program, and reduction to immigration levels more generally, have created significant uncertainty and negatively impacted businesses and communities across the country. Together, the effect has been to erode Canadians' trust in the system, while also damaging Canada's reputation abroad as a destination for the best and brightest. Businesses and Canadians need to put certainty and predictability back at the centre of our immigration system. On behalf of the Canadian Chamber of Commerce and our Immigration Council, we are eager to support you in doing just that. Thank you.